all the crazy stuff about me going up and having a tough time, but he went up in weight and lost. That's the difference. I went up weight and won. Respect over here, and if he do decide to come my way and me and him get in the ring, then it'll be an electrifying fight.
Terence Crawford is ready for Canelo Álvarez, and he has just given the most silent yet groundbreaker warning to Canelo. While he isn't taking any fights till September, the boxing champion has started training with so much intensity ahead of the fight. Many boxing experts have mentioned and the weight class of Crawford as his main disadvantage ahead of the fight. Well, the world super welterweight champion just shared a shocking reveal that will begin to send shock web to Canelo's fight, making it known to the public that his weight isn't as small as many think. Terence Crawford, known for his precision and technical skill, has surprised the boxing world by revealing a significantly higher weight than expected ahead of his highly anticipated fight against Canelo Álvarez.
It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently, and it'll be a
undisputed winner into division recently shared on social media that he currently weighs 186 pounds, a revelation that has sparked widespread discussion among boxing fans. Crawford is set to face Canelo Álvarez in September at super middleweight 168 pounds, has displayed remarkable versatility, having claimed world titles at lightweight, super lightweight, and welterweight. However, jumping up to weight classes to challenge a powerhouse like Canelo presents an unprecedented test in his career. His disclosure of his current weight has sparked mixed reactions. Some experts think the weight gain is a strategic move to match Canelo's physical strength, while others question whether it might compromise Crawford's signature speed and agility, traits that have been instrumental to this success. Despite the debate, Crawford stays confident. In a video posted on his social media, he announced, "What is up, yo? I'm looking forward to being uncontested in September. Let's get it. It is work time," as Crawford prepares for his showdown with Canelo. The Mexican ace is first set to fight William Skull.
So let's not do that.
The International Boxing Federation super middleweight title, the last piece of the undefeated puzzle that Canelo lost in July after refusing to face him. If Canelo defeats Skull, you will once again unify all four belts in the division, setting up an undisputed fight against Crawford. This possible showdown would be one of the most anticipated fights in modern boxing history, featuring two of the sport's top pound-for-pound fighters in a battle for ultimate supremacy. A showdown between Crawford and Canelo Álvarez has the ability to reshape the boxing landscape. Both fighters have ruled their respective divisions, and now they stand on a collision course to determine the TR pound-for-pound king.
I believe.
Any doubt in your mind that you beat him?
Of course I believe. It ain't no doubt in my mind that I won't beat any.
Terence Crawford's weight revelation. He's gotten more support from pros who had earlier sidelined him. Speaking to Fight Hype, Beater Beef gave an insight into what he thinks Crawford's chances are prevailing against Canelo when they face each other, though many feel that the weight jump could be too much for, but the Russian brands it as a 50-50. If fight, I'm not really a big fan of boxing, but this fight I will watch. I have a chose from them, but we'll see. It's an interesting fight. A 50-50s fight. Dear Beef has previously praised Crawford as the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, so many will think he is the favorite mentioned.
Well, another fight that's being reported to happen between Canelo and Terence Crawford. What do you think of that fight?
I'm not a real fan of boxing, but they've
been successful in all 41 of his professional outings, became a four-weight world champion last August when he conquered WBA light middleweight champion Israel Moff, albeit in a performance that didn't seem to impress as much as his previous efforts. It is no secret that facing Canelo will be the biggest test of the 37-year-old's impressed career, which has seen him win the undisputed championship at super lightweight, as well as welterweight. Canelo won all four titles at super middleweight, with that victory against Plant in 2021 going on to make for defenses of his crown, which included wins over Gennady Golovkin and Gerald Charlo.
That the trap. He's gonna want to counter me. And so I'm gonna counter his counter.
He was stripped of his International Boxing Federation belt last summer after he chose to face Edgerbong instead of William Skull, who was the mandatory challenger to the International Boxing Federation title at the time, but he will have the chance to earn that belt back when he faces Skull in May ahead of the Crawford bout. As for Beater Beef, he rematches Dimitri Bivol later this month. Yaron Annis long wanted a fight with Terence Crawford, but will now have to watch his rival take on Canelo Álvarez instead. Annis is a precocious talent and present International Boxing Federation belt holder in the welterweight class. He came of age after Crawford became the undisputed king at 147, beating NL Spence in July 2023. It's a good fight, a 50-50 fight, I guess it's a fight that everybody wants to see, so it's a good fight. With Bud's last fight, a world title victory, a 150 pounds over Israel Muff. It seems the 37-year-old has left the welterweight class behind for good. Crawford has long targeted a further weight class jump to tack on and beaten super middleweight champion Canelo. And finally, this past week, the fight was locked in for September. Speaking to ISM Sports Media, Andis can't pick a winner in the fight and gives Crawford as much chance as Canelo of getting his hand raised. It's a good fight, a 50-50 it's fight. And I guess it's a fight everybody wants to see. Difficult is it to make that jump from he only had one fight at 54, so like 147, 154, it's 168 bulbs. So you said, how difficult is it? Yeah, he was then asked about the task Crawford faces. By jumping up and waiting, it's going to be a little difficult. He's going to have to put on an extra 14 bulbs, so he could be slower. You've got to add more weight and gain more muscle, so it's tough. But we'll see on fight night next. He was asked what Crawford would need to do on the night to win, having earlier explained it would be a difficult night for, but be smart, take his time box and move, and don't sit there and let him drop bombs on him. Finally, he offered up a game plan for Canelo's route to win. I'm pretty sure this going to be a little difficult because you got to have to put on like an extra 14 pounds, so he might be a little slower, or who knows, he could be faster. I don't know. I feel like Canelo will be pushing everything behind the stick, catching him trying to pull back and cut the ring off, things like that. He's going to have to bully the smaller guy and not let him decide anything. Show him that's your weight class. Crawford has admitted he is currently well above the 168 pound super middleweight limit and is in fact 186 pounds, despite having previously won titles slow as lightweight and 135 pounds. Keith Thurman, a former welterweight champion, gave a more blank to you while acknowledging Canelo's dominance. Thurman didn't rule out Crawford's hopes possible for my boy Crawford, but it's one of those things where he really wants to win against Canelo. Canelo can be slow at times, and Crawford's speed and handling could give him trouble. But let's not forget Canelo, a master at cutting off the ring and landing those body shots. Thurman said Yaron Annis, a rising star in the welterweight division, dropped a bombshell when he questioned Crawford's ability to fight at super middleweight. Crawford is a great fighter, but he's not built for 168 pounds. Canelo is too big, too strong, and too experienced at that weight. As mentioned, you're to need to run uphill, you're going to need to train in high altitude, you're going to need to do every little thing that gives you that. Elite trainers Teddy Atlas and Freddie Roach also shared their views. Atlas is known for his analytical method express out about Crawford's chances. Crawford is one of the most skilled fighters I ever seen, but this is a bridge too far. Canelo's physicality and skill at this weight class make him the favorite. It's a tough ask for Crawford to jump up to categories and win. Atlas said. Freddie Roach, however, offered a more optimistic take. Crawford's versatility and fighting IQ are second to none. If anyone can figure out a way to beat Canelo at 168 bulbs, it's him. But he'll need a perfect game plan and flawless execution. Road hasn't been back yet. He may have psychologically, physically ruined him, but he has done everything asked of him, and he's done for Canelo. A win would further solidify his status as one of the greatest boxers of his age. For Crawford, a victory would cement his legacy as a three-division undisputed champion and probably the best 4-pound fighter of all time. The fight is not just about titles, it's about defining albs and etching names in boxing history. As the countdown to the fight starts, both fighters are expected to undergo rigorous training camps in a superb way. It's not that he just won. I look at how people win, how versatile are they, how mentally together are they, what happens when they're tested, what happens when they have to make an adjustment. I look at all those things. What happened? Canelo is expected to face International Boxing Federation champion William Scullin, May, aiming to regain the undisputed super middleweight crown before his showdown with Crawford. Meanwhile, Crawford, who last fought in August 2024, made day sign for a tune-up fight to acclimate to the higher weight class. The Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford fight is more than just a boxing match. It's a spectacle that will captivate fans worldwide. You can't depend on power. Or what else do they have to depend on? I look at everything: their technique, their defense, their offense. While experts to remain divided on the result, one thing is certain: this fight will be remembered as a defining moment in boxing history. As Kaysen Davis gears up for the biggest fight of his career, all eyes are on the rising lightweight possibility. On February 14th, Davis will face Ukrainian Bank for the World Boxing Organization lightweight title. This will mark his first ever title fight. Stop. I'm definitely waiting for that time, because soon as they release whenever they fight, I'm definitely going to be in camp with them. First of all, I'm going to be in camp with them. I probably be during his media workout, surrounded by cameras and microphones. The businessman was posed to talk about his upcoming clash, but the conversation quickly took a turn when the topic shifted to another mega fight: Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford, with the 25-year-old also training under Crawford's longtime trainer Brian "Bulk" McIntyre. Kaysen Davis's take on the fight set up quite a storm. Standing beside him during the interview was Brian and Davis, also known as Brian the Boxer, is a former pro fighter who now trains with the trio. The talk seemed lighthearted at first, however. Kaysen Davis's response left fans scratching their heads when asked about the September fight in Las Vegas time. So I just want to know how I'm going to schedule my things around his stuff, because I definitely want to be there supporting my show, my teammate, man, my brother at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying. While at his media workout, Keen Davis was caught off guard when a reporter from Fight Hub TV asked who in Keen's eyes would reign supreme in this age, Canelo or Crawford. Without hesitation, Kishan replied, "For this age, he is going to be the greatest, you know what I am saying. It was Floyd Mayweather. Then it's going to be Terence Crawford." Kaysen thinks B. Crabe will be the next face of boxing, following in the footsteps of Floyd Mayweather, who retired in 2017. While Canelo is widely regarded as the current face of the sport, the 25-year-old stays firm in his belief that Crawford is the true successor. Hopefully they fight out here in Vegas. That'll be so crazy. They fight out here in Vegas. They need to fight out here in Vegas. There's no other place where they should fight at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying. So hopefully they fight out here at Vegas, man. I just can't wait till they release the interviewer, likely aware of the